Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all have enjoyed your holidays. Myself, Aparna Shrivastava, and I am going to teach you English grammar. Children, before the summer vacations, we have completed 3 lessons in English literature. That is, lesson 1, 2, and 3, and 2 topics of grammar, the sentence and nouns. And in holidays homework, you have to learn synonyms and antonyms, question answers of literature, all the 3 lessons, and you have to draw a poster. I hope you all have completed your work. Children, videos related with literature, lesson 1, 2 and 3 and grammar, the sentence and nouns already uploaded on Campus Care. If any one of you wants to go through again, you can log in and see. Today we are going to start with grammar topic adjective. An adjective is a word used to add something to the meaning of a noun or pronoun. This you all know. What is an adjective? A word which adds something to the meaning of a noun or a pronoun. It is normally placed before the noun in a sentence. For example, he is a poor man. This is an easy question. Which type of question is this? An easy question. Here you can see the word poor and easy are adjective. But sometimes it may be placed after the noun as well. For example, the man is poor. Meaning is same. The question is easy. Here you can see both these words we have placed at the end. Okay. Kinds of adjective. There are 6 kinds of adjectives. First is quality, which tells us about that the noun is of what kind. Then quantity, how much is the noun. Then number, how many. Number in counting means 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Possessive, which telling us the belonging of the noun. That's a possessive noun. Then interrogative, a noun which asks us a question. That's a question which asks us about the noun. That's a interrogative noun. Then demonstrative noun, in which we are pointing out the noun. That's a demonstrative noun. Here, adjectives of quality. It describes the quality of a person or things. For example, Rima is a beautiful girl. So what kind of girl Rima is? She is a beautiful girl. She told a funny story. What kind of story told by her? A funny story. So adjective of here beautiful and funny are the adjective of quality, which are telling us about the quality of noun. Girl is a noun and story is also a noun here. Then adjective of quantity. It specifies the quantity of a thing. For example, we have enough food for a month. I need some water. Here enough and some. These both the words are the adjective of quantity, which are telling us the quantity of the noun. Noun is food and water. You know it very well. We cannot count the water and we cannot count the food even. So these are the words which are telling us about the quantity which we are using to express the quantity of the noun. Then adjectives of number. It tells how many persons or things are meant. Adjective of number, of course, we can understand by the name only that we are talking about the counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or many also. Like for example, 5 passengers got into the bus. How many passengers got into the bus? 5. Many friends helped me. How many friends helped me? Many friends. But I can count my friends. Of course, here I have not mentioned the number, but I can count my friends. It can be further classified in the following ways. Adjective of numbers can be classified in the following ways: cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers. Cardinal numbers, which are telling us about the exact number of a noun, like 40 rupees, 8 books, etc. Ordinal numbers, which are telling us the order or the rank, like first position or third house. Okay, let's move ahead. Next is distributive adjective. Refers to each one of a number taken one at a time. Every book, each child. Distributive means the word which tells us about the distribution of the noun. Every book, that means each and every book. Each child, that means every child. So it's a distributive adjective. Indefinite adjective do not denote exact number. Some, children, any, dresses, etc. Here we are not sure about the number of the noun. But some, children means some. We don't know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? Any, dresses. Okay. Next is demonstrative adjectives. It is used to point out some persons or things. This book is very good. Which book is good? This book is good. So here this is a demonstrative word which is describing the noun. So it becomes the demonstrative adjective. This book. Book is a noun. This is a adjective. Then these walls need to be painted. Here these is an adjective and walls is noun. I hope, children, am I clear up till now? Up till here. I hope, children, I am clear up till here. Next is interrogative adjective. An adjective which, when used with a noun, asks a question is called interrogative adjective. That means an adjective which asks us about the noun. That's a interrogative adjective. For example, what question did the teacher ask? Here the word what is an adjective. Next is which umbrella is yours? Here you can see the word which is an adjective. Next is possessive adjective. It shows possession or belonging. For example, this is my book. Whose book? My book. Here this word my is a possessive word which is asking us about the belonging of the book. So this is my book. My is an adjective and book is a noun. Your dresses are elegant. Whose dresses? Your dresses. Some other kinds of adjectives. In spite of what all I have explained, here are the few more adjectives. Proper adjectives. An adjective derived from a proper noun is called a proper adjective. For example, Italian food. You know it very well. The word Italy is a proper noun, name of a country. So, if we are adding that, if we are changing it into a adjective form, Italian food, then it's become a proper adjective. Like Chinese toys. Which toys? Chinese. We know it very well. China is a country. So, which sorts of toys? Chinese toys. Okay, Indian doctors. Which doctors? Indian. Indian doctors. So, here word Indian is an proper adjective. Okay. Let's move to the next topic. Okay, one more thing. Proper adjectives are in fact adjectives of quality also, which are telling us us about the quality of the noun. Here the word doctor is a noun. Which sorts of doctor or which kind doctors are belongs to which country? Like Indian doctor. So here Indian is a proper adjective and doctor is a noun. Then next is emphasizing adjective. It is used to emphasize or to show strong feeling. For example, my own country. Emphasizing means putting stress. Okay, that's the emphasizing. So, whose country? My own country. The very word. Very means the every word. The very word. So, here the word own and very are the emphasizing adjectives which are putting stress on the strong feelings here. Next is degree of comparison. You know it very well. There are 3 degrees of comparison, children. Positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. Positive degree. It is used when no comparison is made. Basically in your affirmative sentences, normal statements, we are using positive degrees. Like Rohan is a tall boy. This is a normal sentence. Rohan is a tall boy. Comparative degree means when we are showing the comparison between 2 things or 2 people or 2 groups of things. For example, Rohan is taller than Ram. Here this is a comparison between Rohan and Ram. Who is taller? Rohan is taller than Ram. Next is superlative degree. It is used to compare more than 2 things or 2 group of things. For example, Rohan is tallest among all the students of his class. The same sentence I have used in the 3 different ways. First one is Rohan is a tall boy. That's a normal, your positive degree. Second is Rohan is taller than Ram. This is your comparative degree where I have showed you the comparison between 2 people. Now this is Rohan is tallest among all the students of his class. Here we are showing the comparison of Rohan with all the students of his class. Now the formation of comparative and superlative degrees. Most adjective forms their comparative degree by adding er and their superlative degree by adding est to the positive. For example, clever is a positive word, cleverer, comparative, cleverest, superlative. Rich, positive, richer, comparative, richest, superlative. Next, if the positive ends in E, we add only R and ST to the positive degree. Like brave, you can see the word brave, it's a positive degree here, which is ending with E. So when we are changing it into the comparative or superlative, we have to add only R or ST. Brave, braver, bravest, wise, wiser, wisest. If the positive ends in Y and the Y has a consonant immediately before it, the Y is changed into I before adding ER and EST. For example, you can see here easy. We are having a consonant just before the Y, that's your S. So, if we are having consonant before the Y, what is the rule? We have to change Y into I and then we have to add ER or EST. But if the Y has a vowel before it, it is no change into I. For example, you can see grey. Here, just before the Y, E is there, which is a vowel. So, when a vowel is there before the Y, we are not supposed to change the Y. Only we have to add ER or EST, like grey, greyer, greyest. If the positive this is your first rule, is a word of one syllable or ends in a single consonant and has one short vowel before it. The consonant is doubled before adding ER and EST. Okay, you can see this example big. What is our first point? Is a word of one syllable. One syllable means there is no break directly. We are speaking like big. No break is there. Second thing, what is there? There ends with a single consonant. You can see the G, B-I-G. You can see the G. So it's a single consonant. Before that vowel is there. And has one short vowel before it. That's I. You can see the short vowel before the consonant G. So when such kind of three things are together, then before adding ER or EST, we have to just double the consonant. That's big, become bigger and biggest, double G. Then hot, hotter, hottest. Many adjectives of two syllable and all adjectives of more than two syllable form their comparative by using more before the positive and their superlative by using most before the positive. That means many adjective, two syllable means when there are two break in a word like beautiful. Beautiful. So two breaks are there, two syllables are there. So when such kind of words are there, we have to only add more before the positive degree to make it comparative and most before the positive degree to make it superlative. Like beautiful, more beautiful and most beautiful. It never be beautiful, beautifuler or beautifulest. No, that will be wrong. It should always be beautiful, more beautiful and most beautiful. Difficult, more difficult, most difficult. Some adjectives are compared irregularly. That means there are no rules for that. Like bad, it's a positive. Then worse, comparative, and worst, that's a superlative degree. Good is a positive. Then better, comparative, and best is superlative degree. So there is no such rule. You can see that all the three words, three degrees are different from each other. Now the correct use of adjectives. First is some and any. Some is used in affirmative sentences. Affirmative means your positive sentences. And in negative, any is used in negative sentences. So some we are using with the positive sentence and any we are using with the negative sentence. You can see the example, I have already purchased some books. That means it's a positive sentence that I have already purchased some books. I have not purchased any book. This is a negative sentence that up till now I have not purchased any single book. Okay, so some we are using with the positive, that's your affirmative sentence, and any we are using with the negative sentence. In interrogative sentence, if we are expecting an affirmative answer, then we have to use some, and if a negative answer, then any. Okay, that's an interrogative sentence. Of course, when you are expecting that the answer will come in a positive, then you have to use some in your question, and if you are not sure, if you are negative about the answer, then you have to use any. Next is much and many. Much means a large quantity. It is used with uncountables. Much ink, much sorrow, that's a large quantity. Okay, and uncountable means we cannot count that. Many means a large number. It is used with plurals of countables. Many we are using with the countable nouns where we can count, but of course it's a large number. So we are using many books, many years. Okay, let's move ahead. Next is little and few. Little is used with uncountables. Few is used with countables. Okay, this is very simple. Always remember this thing. When you are talking about uncountables nouns, you have to use little, and when you are talking about countables, you have to use few. Little help, little hope, few friends, few books. Here you can see friends you can count, books you can count. Okay, but we are talking about very little quantity there. That's why we are saying few friends, few books. And little help, little hope means these are help and hope are uncountable now. Then little, a little, the little. Little, almost none. I have little money. I cannot buy chocolates for you. That means almost no. Then a little means at least some. I have a little money. I can afford to buy a chocolate with it. That means I have some money, little money I am having, so I can afford a chocolate. Then the little, the whole. Though little, the whole means whatever you are having, that's whole. Whether it's a little amount, but then you are talking about the whole amount. I bought a chocolate with the little money I had, means whatever money you are having with you, though it's a very little amount of money, but you have spent all that money in buying the chocolate. Next is few, a few, the few. Few, almost none. Again, it's same like little, a little, the little. Few, almost none. Few friends visit me, so I am often lonely. That means almost none. No friends come and meet me. A few, at least some. Sometimes a few friends visit me and we have a nice time. Then the few, all of them, though very few, whatever the number, whether you are having two friends, so you are talking about two only. The few friends I have visited me, means whatever, whether it's a very less number of friends, but they all came and visited me. Okay children, so one thing which we understood by little, that little we are using with the uncountable and few we are using with the countables. Okay. Next is elder, eldest, older and oldest. Elder and eldest are used with close family relations like daughter, son, sister, brother, etc. Like my elder brother Suruchi is older than Vandita. That means with the close relations you can use elder and eldest. Older and oldest denote age. They can be used with both persons and things. Rohan is older than Pankaj. So here we are talking about the age. This is the oldest pair of shoes I have. So here we are talking about the thing. So with the thing and with the person, when we are talking about their age, then we have to use older and oldest, and with the close relations of the family we have to use elder and eldest. Then later, latest and last. Later and latest denote time. Later and last denote position. Okay, so that means later and latest is denoting what? We are using these words when we are talking something related with the time, and later and last denotes the position. I shall be going to Mumbai in the later part of July. So here we are talking about the time. Which time you will go there? In the later part of July. This is the latest news. Latest here means the very new. A team entered the finals. The latter won the match. Here we are talking about the position, that they won the match. She prefers to sit on the last bench. Which position she prefers to sit? She prefers to sit on the last bench. Okay children, let's come to the last point, that's nearest and next. Nearest denotes distance and next denotes position. Okay, keep in mind when you are talking about the distance, then you have to use nearest, and when you are talking about the position, then next. Who lives nearest to the school? That's a distance. Then here her house is next to mine. This is the position. Just next to my house. Her house is there. I hope children that I am clear with all the points. Your homework is you have to complete book exercise of your grammar topic adjective. Whatever book exercises are there. Okay. Good day.